Keith, I saw your old Weather Channel compatriot Jim Cantori's in Boston, which is frightening people because they think that must be where the snow's really going to hit.
Yeah, I tried to get him up here actually, so that would have made it even worse, right? But yeah, the whole Northeast, guys, is going to get clobbered by this storm. So if you don't like snow, take heart. You couldn't have been anywhere in the vicinity and gotten away from this one, so we got that going for us. Let's take a look at the watches and warnings. And the blizzard warnings did extend down into Boston and down into the mid-Atlantic, up into Portland, up into Bangor as well, and then winter storm warnings in the pink shaded area. As I mentioned before, although it may be the case in this storm, a blizzard warning does not mean more snow than a winter storm warning. It just means that the visibility would be under a quarter mile, winds will be over 35 miles an hour, and that will happen for 3 hours in a row at some point during the storm. All right, so tonight, if you've got stuff you want to do, go for it. No problems at all through the evening. I will note that the snow is a tiny bit faster in the morning than it was yesterday. So if you're really trying to squeeze something in there, just be aware that the snow starts to move in 5, 6, 7 o'clock. It's generally light along the coastline, but very quickly ramps up into moderate to heavy bands. This is 10 o'clock. And look at down East Maine getting some heavy snow. I think that'll extend down into Portland, into Augusta and Waterville as well. Middle of the day, I think we're ripping snow here through a good part of the state. The mountains might be a little slow, but the rest of us will be getting some really heavy bands of snow through tomorrow afternoon into early tomorrow night. And then the storm gets what we call stacked, so it's occluded. It loses some of its forcing in the middle part of the atmosphere. And notice once that happens, 9 o'clock, the snow is still there, but it's much, much lighter for most of the state. I skipped over this, and I shouldn't have. It's going to be very cold throughout this storm. I mean, look at tomorrow night. It's going to be 6 in Bangor, 5 in Augusta, so it's going to be pretty brutal to be outside. Wind chill will be well below zero. It'll also lead to light, fluffy snow across the entire state. Easy to move, also easy to blow around with winds. Let's talk about snowfall rates here. So an inch an hour is what most people would consider heavy snow. 2 inches an hour is a lot of snow. 3 is insane. So this is 7 o'clock, looking at about ½ inch to an inch an hour. All right, it's coming down. Here we are at 10. Look at down East Maine, projecting up to 3 inches an hour there, 2.5 inches an hour in Rockland. This is really, really heavy stuff. That continues through the middle part of the day, and then you'll see that occlusion happen, that stack up vertically, and that's when the snow rates go down in the evening, and the storm kind of peters out by 8, 9, 10 o'clock. Excuse me. So snowfall amounts here, 12 to 18 plus. I normally hate the plus, but I think it's appropriate here. I can't guarantee the whole area would get, say, 18 plus, but I think there will be a few of them out there. 8 to 12 to the west, and then 4 to 8 into the mountains, where I think they will see some fluff factor that will bail them out from less moisture. Winds will gust to 45 miles an hour. I do think, though, that your outage numbers should be relatively reasonable because the snow is so light and fluffy. Guys, I just wanted to stick this in there. This is as a perspective of snowfall rates. I remembered when I first came back here, Derek and I, a photographer, went into a storm where it was the craziest snowfall rate I ever saw. And I pulled it up. It was 5.8 inches in 1 hour on December 29, 2016. And we almost stayed in a hotel in Windham because we didn't think we could get to Portland. So that's a perspective for heavy, heavy, heavy snow.
Thank you, Keith. We'll be back after this.